The latest news from the oldest member, Jin BTS, is truly surprising and makes fans unable to hold back their longing. Because recently there has been information circulating that Jin BTS visited his group friends, kimtaehyung and Jungkook BTS, who are currently undergoing military service. The moment of meeting at the military camp not only brought a sense of emotion, but also held many questions. What really happened behind this longing meeting? Why were BTS V and Jungkook's reactions so surprising? And more importantly, what did Jin BTS say when he met his friends in the midst of the harshness of military life? As the first BTS member to start and complete his military service, Jin BTS is a perfect example of how a world idol faces the harshness of military life. A few months ago, Jin officially completed his duties and returned to normal life, and at that time the BTS army immediately celebrated his Hyung's return with enthusiasm. However, only a few months after completing his national duties, Jin returned to the military environment and visited his two friends, Taehyung and BTS Jungkook. Of course, fans immediately wondered, why did Jin decide to visit Taehyung and Jungkook? Was this just a regular meeting between seniors and juniors, or was there something deeper? Something unspoken but so meaningful, and when Jin arrived at the military camp, the meeting with Taehyung was one of the most touching moments. According to a trusted source, BTS V, who is usually known to be firm and tough during military training, could not hide his longing when he saw Jin. As if tears were about to flow, and the hugs of the two BTS members made many people who watched moved. Just imagine Taehyung, who is known to be very disciplined in his unit, suddenly showed an emotional side that was rarely seen in front of Jin, a figure he considered like his own brother. But the question is, what made Taehyung seem to always miss him? Did Taehyung go through difficult times in the military that this meeting meant so much to him? Although there has been no official statement regarding Taehyung's emotional reasons, many speculate that this meeting was a reminder for Taehyung of BTS's long journey, and how they always support each other in any situation. But is this just speculation, or is there something deeper that has not been revealed? Unlike Taehyung, who was open with his emotions, Jungkook's reaction when he found out about it actually made many people curious. Jungkook, the youngest member, who is usually cheerful and full of energy, looked calmer and more serious when he met Jin. His face, which usually smiles, suddenly became full of reflection. Many are wondering, what really happened to Jungkook BTS? Why did he look so different when he met Jin? So that some sources say that this meeting made Jungkook reflect on many things. As the youngest member, Jungkook may feel a greater burden of responsibility after seeing Jin, who has completed his military service. Does Jungkook feel greater to complete his training period well, or is this a sign that Jungkook is with his own feelings in the military world? One thing is for sure, Jin is not only present as a friend, but also as a mentor. When they chatted, Jin gave Jungkook advice on how to face challenges while undergoing military service. But was the advice enough to calm the magnate's heart? Apart from meeting Taehyung and Jungkook, Jin also took the time to interact with other soldiers at the military camp. BTS Jin spoke to the soldiers humbly, not showing off his celebrity status, but instead focusing on stories of his experiences during his military service. But one question remains, what exactly did Jin say to the other soldiers? Was there a hidden message behind the simple words he said? Many speculate that BTS Jin wanted to give encouragement to the soldiers, especially those who had just joined the military. As someone who has gone through challenging times in the training world, Jin understands very well how great military life is, especially for those who are still adapting. However, besides giving encouragement, was there a personal message that BTS Jin conveyed to Taehyung and Jungkook behind the scenes? Yes, of course there is, namely that he will make his solo debut on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon next Wednesday, November 20th. Furthermore, when BTS Jin met with his colleagues at the military camp, it is undeniable that there was a moment where he looked pensive. Even though he has completed his duties, many are wondering if Jin yearns for life in the military. Could BTS Jin be feeling nostalgic about returning to the camp? Or was there something else that made him seem so emotional during his visit? Jin has spoken in the past about how military life taught him discipline, resilience, and a greater sense of responsibility. Perhaps this visit was a reminder for BTS Jin of those challenging times. But the question is whether Jin really misses his days as a soldier or whether there are other feelings buried during this meeting. For Taehyung and Jungkook, Jin's visit certainly carries a deep meaning. Apart from being a senior in the military, Jin is a figure who has accompanied them since the beginning of BTS's journey. His presence at the military camp seemed to provide strength and moral support for the two of them who are facing great challenges in the military.